as much as I can.
Yo, yo, stream for real. That scene, I knew for a fact that maybe, so maybe not fact, that Forrest Whitaker was not at all an African descent.
No, of course not. I mean, you know,
Yo,
what other
come
role do you
on.
see him with? That was a pretty questionable accent there. But
Stream, listen, I'm not an uncultured man. I grew up in the Philippines. I moved around like with an airline family, and I have met a lot of people with different accents. I myself have a weird accent.
mm-hmm.
Um, but that fucking accent in that movie, yo, I've never heard a human being speak like that
Yeah,
ever.
that was really somebody should check him, like his papers and stuff, because that guy is definitely not a native of Wakanda. He's
Nope.
uh, um,
Yo,
what did you think about
that's
Michael B. Jordan's performance
ooh
in that one?
the most memorable villain to date for me.
Yeah.
First of all, this dude's cut. It's
Oh,
like,
dude, crazy,
dude, yo,
crazy.
I think he mentioned that he method acted just like uh a lot before this and like got drunk on his own, like spent a lot of time alone and
Yeah, and
shit.
isolation and
And it's
stuff
like,
like
yo, you don't have to just do that. It's like you could just act.
that.
But
Well,
he did that. He wanted to know what it was like to be isolated and like he really wanted to like it's like this is all me and like I wanted retribution for my father's death and
he was
fuck
exiled in the movie, and I guess he wanted to know what that felt like to be
yeah
exiled from a society that he thought was home. You know. Yeah, he did a good job, man. And same thing goes
amazing.
with what's his name again? The guy who played Ulysses Claw, which I don't think he's dead yet. A lot of
No,
people, that was way too easy of a death of a
so
person that was so integral in
Andy
that movie.
Circus.
Yeah, they were Andy Serkis,
Yeah,
aka
he
Gollum,
had
man.
vibranium.
Crazy,
Does
dude.
he have vibranium in his arm?
I believe so. So I think that arm that he used as a blaster
Yeah,
was made out of vibranium because that's what
yeah,
they were milling in the Ultron.
right.
That's why Ultron went to him because Ultron wanted more vibranium, and so he was the
Yeah,
one that's supposed to supply. And yeah, and shout outs to another Lord of the Rings dude, Andrew
yeah.
Serkis, right?
Gollum. Oh
And
yeah, I
then
didn't realize. Forgot about
Him
that.
and Bilbo were fighting in that
Yeah.
one because Bilbo Baggins, Martin Freeman. Shout outs to Martin Freeman, man. Another LOTR dude
He
coming
was
into
in this
Black Panther.
movie.
Yeah, Gollum and Bilbo were going at it
Shit,
at each other
that's crazy.
at one point. So, shout outs to LOTR being integrated into this. And I forgot to mention do you watch Community as a show?
Never seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, there's some cameos from actors because the Russo
Which one?
brothers worked in Community. Ken Jeong in Endgame, he was in there.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
Uh,
remember.
I
Yeah.
believe Danny Pudi was in, which is the Abed. He was in one of the Captain America movies. Um, Yvette Nicole Brown, which is the older black lady, she was in
The
Endgame as well.
elevator.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
and
remember.
obviously Childish Gambino was in Spider Man. So
Spider Man. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's
we haven't seen Joel McHale yet, but I hope we do find him soon. He should be in there as well. But
Is he the
yes,
white guy?
yeah, he's the white guy. He's the main guy.
Oh, word.
Um, but yes, Black Panther is in B, and it's not a race thing at all.
Yep.
It's what I
Yeah.
thought it was. I thought it was a great movie, but it didn't hit me as hard as Doctor Strange or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But B, because it's very important to Endgame as a
Yeah.
character and as a narrative. So
Yeah. And you know what? Actually, like the way that he was introduced into the MCU
mhm.
was just kind of dipping into it. It wasn't his phase because was the Avengers' phase.
Mm, yeah,
So I think that the next phase is like mainly going to be about the Black Panther,
I
kind
hope
of
so.
like
Yeah,
franchise.
we still
Yeah,
got 2 movies from him left, unless because they have to follow, I guess, the trilogy standard of what a good first
yeah,
act, second act, third act, right? As a
true.
narrative. So hopefully we get to see some cool stuff. And I don't know much about Black Panther's bad guys. I did know about Killmonger, but I know that he's had his run-ins with Doom. We don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but uh, we'll see what happens
Might
from
just
there.
be. That's
Yeah.
sick. That would be sick.
The secret ending for Black Panther was what? Oh, the White Wolf waking up, and I think
The arm
yeah, I think we
when he
got
got the bionic arm.
OTJ Bayataga.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
he got a vibranium.
Kalale.
Yeah, shout out to Peter Rosas.
Kalale.
But yes, he did get a bionic arm, a new one made of vibranium, and it's all sleek black. And he
Yeah.
got the nickname White Wolf in that one, which the first time that
Ooh,
we hear is White Wolf. It's okay. I
dude.
kind of like Winter Soldier a lot better, but what can you do?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Ray, give us our next movie.
I do. Ah. Okay. Well, it's hard
Yeah, we
because
have a bunch left. I think. Yeah.
we do have a bunch left. And how long are we? Yo, how long is this video?
I don't. I don't. Do you want me to tell you how long it's been running now?
Sure, let's hear it.
2 hours and 11 minutes.
Yo, all right, stream. So this is gonna be a long video because we actually, we actually realized that we like talking about these movies.
I'm dying.
And I got a lot of weed. I got another
What?
non-alcoholic beer in
Oh
the
yeah, we're
fridge.
definitely getting canceled. This guy just said I got a lot of weed.
Stream, don't worry, I'm microdosing. So yeah, the next one for me, I'm just gonna like stuff it in the A list,
What
and
up?
this is gonna go above Doctor Strange for
Mm.
me, and that is Civil War,
Oof, Civil War, man.
Captain America: Civil War, or the unofficial Avengers movie
That's
that
big.
led into Endgame
That's
and
big.
Infinity War.
Uh,
Yo, okay, so Civil War was hype because we've seen these heroes
mhm,
kind of interact already, like fighting the good guy or fighting the bad guys.
mhm,
But when you hear about them doing the Civil War kind of like loose storyline where they get separated somehow and
mhm,
like by how and like to what degree and whose team is on who,
mhm,
like we've never seen this in a like in a film franchise movie ever.
mhm. Absolutely, yeah.
So seeing that shit, and then the way that they introduced Peter Parker.
Oh,
This
that's a
was
big.
when Spider-Man came in.
That was big, yeah.
Yeah, and it was big because we haven't had a good Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2, in my opinion. In my
It
opinion.
might be some mixed opinions on that, but to a certain extent, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, they were taking a new direction with the Spider-Man franchise,
Mhm,
and that was a cool, like, yeah, it was cool to see Spider-Man finally come to the MCU.
mhm.
Especially because we've had Spider-Man movies before we had the MCU movies, before we even had Iron Man, you know. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you 100% on that one. Um,
yeah,
Civil War was great, man. I mean,
so,
this had almost the same hype, and one of the things that really kind of bothered me with it was how much they wanted, or how much people were comparing it to the graphic novel of Civil War, because it's hard not
right,
to, right? Because
yeah,
the Civil War that people knew from before this movie was still almost the same, which is Cap versus Tony, but
yeah,
they had a much larger array of characters and heroes to mix and match compared to what we had. But that's
yeah,
what it surprised us the most. Where I thought it was just about Cap saying, "Yo, Bucky's not that bad," and Tony saying, "Yo, he's bad, and it
Yeah.
turned into Peter Parker coming in, Ant-Man coming in,
Yeah. That's
um,
crazy.
you know, like Black Panther coming in. Like it was just
Yeah.
these new people
Like,
like showing up. Like it's crazy.
yeah. How did you even expect them to introduce Black Panther at this point? Like, because we
Yeah,
didn't see Black Panther at all before Civil War.
absolutely zero
Yeah.
inclinations that he was gonna come in, and there wasn't a crazy explanation. It was just, oh, dude,
Yeah.
this guy's black, decked out in black suit, and a fucking chopper is shooting at him, and he's just staring at it.
Yeah. X. Like,
You know what I mean?
how is like people are like, how is this guy absorbing bullets
That's
from a chopper?
exactly, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fun.
This guy had invincible on startup, straight up. Like
Yep.
he didn't even
Yo,
flinch. This guy had super armor.
he's
He didn't
just
even know.
eating it.
This guy's like Nemesis T with a
Ooh.
Shoryuken super.
Wow.
But
That's crazy.
yeah, Civil War, that opened up. First of all, there was a lot of hints already between Cap and Tony's relationship, kind of sort of crumbling, especially in Ultron, where when Tony withheld information, because it's sort of like a callback, right? Tony withheld information about making Ultron, and then this time it was Cap withholding information about Bucky killing his parents,
Yeah.
right?
True.
And so it was sort of like a punch back, but it was a much worse punch because it was, oh man, like Tony, and it's called back to Endgame, where Tony had thought about his relationship with his father and how he never got to say goodbye to his father, and
Yeah.
in the beginning where he was talking about, when they were doing the hologram thing and stuff like that, and uh, finally in Endgame he went back in time. He got to talk to Howard Stark and sort of find that closure that he wanted into seeing his dad one last time. And it just happens that that was the also the movie where he died and passed away. So it was really really charming. And Civil War paved the way as well because Tony, knowing the fact that the serum, or sorry, not the serum, but like, yeah, like I guess the super soldier, um,
The program
the
and like the
program,
shield.
yeah, was being done at that specific place, and knowing that knowledge for him
Right.
meant
Yeah.
that he knew where to go when they messed up in New York. When
Oh,
he
right.
told Cap, it's like, oh, I know when it is. I know where it is. That's when Cap was like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So if
It's
he
like, how do
didn't
you
even,
know?
yeah, if he didn't go through Civil War, he wouldn't have known. If they messed up in New York, they wouldn't have
Yeah.
won. Just another addition as to why it took 14 million realities to
Yeah.
get it right.
Because that's a crazy layer to add on to be like, oh, they fucked up in this reality, they fucked up getting the one stone. They have to go to another layer deep. And you're like, what?
Yeah, yeah,
That's why there's 14 million of that shit.
and
Never mind three.
Cap took 4 capsules back of Pym particles in that one because he knew one for him and Tony to go back, and two for
Yeah.
him to go back and come back.
Ooh.
Yeah, and say goodbye as an old man, right? Like
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
already knew because when he went into that office and he saw Agent Carter, it was like he
Yeah.
was excited, but at the same time, it was like quick, like holy shit, she's here, my crush, and then
Yeah.
instantly going, oh, I'm not allowed to see her.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah, and seeing like his picture as a scrawny guy on her desk
Yeah.
means that it's not superficial. This
Yeah.
longing or that infatuation wasn't materialistic.
Yo.
Yeah, dude, it
Stream.
was big. Yeah,
Stream. I'm getting 90s like killings. Like this guy was like, tell me it's real. The feeling that we feel.
yeah,
And then so what you're saying is that's when he decided I'm gonna take 4 because I know when I get out of this, I want to return back in time, and then
absolutely,
I want to come back.
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah,
you know the look that he gave Tony when he saw Tony with a kid, with a wife, being all happy. Man, that to him
true.
was like,
Ooh, yeah.
and he didn't want to say to Tony when Tony said, I have so much to lose now." Cap didn't want
Hmm.
to say, "I already did." Like, do you understand? Like, I'm a soldier out of time, man. This is not where I'm from. Like, I had to
Yeah.
bury the love of my life because she was 110 years old. Like, you understand what's going on? Like, I gotta. This
Man,
is my
she
only
got
life.
old. What the? You serious?
She did,
Telling
man.
me in MCU lore she's 110?
Yeah,
That's
remember? But he was beside her bed, and she's like, Tony.
Yeah, but like 110.
Oh,
Did
well,
she?
I don't know,
It's
Tony.
been 110 years, Tony, or like fucking Steve. It's been so long. Oh,
Yeah,
that is heartbreaking,
yeah,
yo.
man.
When uh when she repeated it, and I was like, no,
Yeah,
yo, why did the Russos do that?
dude,
Because they
ridiculous.
know that like everyone has gone through like that kind of feeling with the old people around them. They're like, let's hit them with this. I've been saving this for an
That's an
occasion,
emergency
and
button
I
right
want to
there.
hit them with the ugh.
Yeah, right in the feels, right in the feels, man. And like, Cap never got the happy ending. He eventually did, and so that was definitely a driving force as to why he made the decision as to go back and live his
Amazing.
dream and stuff like that. So,
Oh, here's a little tidbit about that.
mm,
So there's a scene where Hank Pym is coming into Howard Stark's office um, in Ant Man because you're an Ant Man, aficionado, and he said,
for
"You
sure.
try to steal my work, um, and whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Was that around the same time when Steve took the Pym particles?
Ooh,
And is that why Hank
yeah,
Pym
he was
distrusts?
speculating Stark
Yeah,
for stealing his work, dude.
because it was at the Stark base.
That's a good that's a good insight right there. I did not
Yeah,
catch that. Wow. Hopefully
yeah,
I'll look that up. I'll look at it again when we rewatch the movies and give you a
yeah,
better answer. But I have no idea, man. You might be, yeah.
dude. I mean, like, if it's written that way, that's sick because you know, in the Ant Man movie, you had to have known that they were gonna interact somehow.
Yeah, of
In
course.
Endgame.
Yeah, of course, right? I mean, a lot of
Yeah,
people was speculating how Ant-Man, because Ant-Man got stuck in after Ant-Man and Wasp, so they didn't even know he was gonna be part of the battle. They just thought he was stuck in the quantum realm, right?
yeah,
But that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't catch that. Good catch.
yeah, man. That's what I've always like thought of because I was just like, I mean, um, Hank Pym has always distrusted the Starks, and maybe that's like because of Endgame was already preordained at that point,
Mhm.
where like back then in the 70s, where Hank Pym got his stuff stolen.
Yeah, maybe, dude. I mean, because they do that, right? I mean, in Thor one, when when Odin was giving Thor the hammer or whatever in the beginning, he said, "Thor, my firstborn," and then his wife kind of looks at him like a little bit like, yeah, you see that where she's like, "That's not true.
Yo,
You're not the firstborn. Hela is firstborn, right?"
yo, okay, I gotta see that.
Yeah,
I gotta see
like
that. I
you
gotta
see
see
a
the
little bit because
detail.
Odin kind of hesitates. He's like, "Thor, my firstborn," and then that's when she like turns to him. It's like that's it's like a little
You
bit.
know what? I might have remembered that, but yes,
Yeah, we'll
okay.
have to see when we rewatch it back. But for
That's my
me,
guy.
Civil
That is
War,
my guy.
I'm putting it below Captain America, Winter Soldier, but above Ragnarok actually.
Ooh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, just because it was
You know what? You're right. Absolutely.
it was just mind blowing to know, and they did so much homages, man. Like shout outs to Ant Man going on Hawkeye's arrow. I mean, we saw that shit from Marvel
That
a long
was,
time ago, bro. You don't even act like that's
yeah,
original from that. And I know that's from the comics as well that they did that, but that was dope.
I know.
And
No. Oh, so satisfying. Yo. And Giant Man?
Oh,
Are you serious? Like the amount of comedic kind of like what's that called? Comedic relief,
mm,
comic relief that Paul Rudd adds to this movie. It
mm.
just balances the entire like serious like he killed my parents.
Oh
You
yeah,
didn't tell me that shit. And then having Paul Rudd in the same fucking movie
yeah,
with the da 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 da.
yeah, dude.
Yo, yeah, yeah.
Even when
That's
at the end, where it's like, Hank told me to never trust a Stark, and he's like, "Who are you?"
yep.
And he's like, "Come on, man." It's just like can't get ever get a
That's
break,
fun.
right?
Yo,
I love the
that's
little
too much.
callbacks. When Cap first talked to him, he's like, Scott, I hope you know that if you side with us, you're a war criminal. Scott's eh. like, what else is new? You know what I mean? What else is new? Like, I know I'm a
Yeah.
criminal, bro. This is my life. Cap has
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
idea that he's been there, done that type of
Yeah.
like being like on the run and stuff. It's hilarious.
So naive. So
Um,
naive.
when he got back from being Giant Man, he said, "Does anyone have any orange slices?" If you watch Endgame, when Hawkeye comes back from testing it, you can see Scott
Yeah.
in the back coming with orange slices. Like he's running towards Hawkeye
Yo.
with orange slices. It's hilarious. Like it's like a little like you could barely see it, but you see him like running from the background towards Clint. It's
Yo.
hilarious, man. Like small things like that, dude. Like I love the little
Come on,
details. Like
stream.
the Hulk on the computer using a pencil because his fucking fingers are too huge. Like, come on, dude. Like how hilarious is that?
That's just details. This is
um,
just the meta that we live in right now, stream. And this is the standard of cinema that I expect out of every studio.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Civil War. It was a great movie. I can't wait to
Yeah.
watch it again, even though I already know so much. And the dynamic between the Falcon and Winter Soldier, and
Oh,
trying to
so funny.
fight over who's the bestie
Yeah.
was
So
hilarious.
good.
So good, dude. Why didn't you do that any sooner? I hate you. Like
I
it's just,
hate you.
you know, these guys were dude. Winter Soldier was feared in Captain
Yeah.
the movie before this. And this guy got wrapped up. This guy was asking the Falcon to, "Can you move your seat?"
And
And
he
he's like,
said no.
"No." Like this is the
Yo.
guy that they were afraid of. Do you imagine that? And then, oh man,
Yo.
it's crazy, right?
Oh
Like,
my god.
yeah. Let's move on. Civil War secret ending was what?
Secret ending of Civil War. I think it was Tony freeing them.
No, it was
No?
Cap. It was Cap freeing them. So it was,
Oh, it was Cap
yeah,
freeing them.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
and
it
that's
was,
what when the Secret Avengers formed because they freed him out of that fucking weird. Okay, that prison was ridiculous. Like Stark made
yeah.
that with a shield.
I believe I forgot what the prison is called, but
It's like not Alcatraz, but
hold on. Let me.
it's not called Alcatraz, but
Um, Civil War prison in MCU.
man, that non-alcoholic beer
The Raft. Yeah,
sucked.
the Raft.
The
So
Raft.
yeah, it's called
Yeah.
the Raft. So in the MCU, the Raft is obviously a prison for, um, you know, not superhumans, I guess, like villains and people that have extraordinary abilities. No, like, and it's located in the middle of the fucking ocean, underwater. Um, and it's very different in the comics. The raft in the comics is located on the moon,
Oh,
which I think
X.
would have been so much more X if they did that. But let's not talk about that because the moon is where the
Yo,
thunderbolts are, and let's not talk about that.
yo,
Um,
stream. Let me know if you want to see Steve Rogers pilot to the moon
yeah,
to free
yeah,
Hawkeye.
yeah. I mean, He's been to space, man. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. That was good. I like that.
Yeah, Civil
Put
War.
it as
Yeah.
a A. Man, I'm gonna have to go right now. One of the most underrated films, and I'm gonna put this in B, but I feel like it's going to be A later on, and I'm putting Age of Ultron into letter B,
Whoa.
and it's
Oh, okay,
it's
okay.
it's it's it's
That makes sense.
and I hopefully it's gonna be letter A after that, because Age of Ultron is another villain that where hits close to home for me, because he was in a lot of old comics, um,
I see. I see.
and even though his origins is very different uh, in the comics compared to the MCU, having him come to life was still an amazing thing to watch, and fucking voiced by James Spader, like dude. Robert California from fucking The Office and Raymond
That's
Reddington
so
from
funny.
Blacklist. Like,
Robert California, dude.
yeah,
Yeah, that voice is actually quite buttery.
yeah, he did an excellent job at reflecting Tony's ego
Yeah. Yeah.
onto a robotic figure that was disgusted by humanity, and much like Thanos wanted to cleanse it of its.
Yes.
He took a trip on the internet once and he said, "Wow, you people are disgusting. You guys need to be,
It's fair.
yeah, you guys need to be."
That is fair. I mean, Stream, you know what's out there on the internet.
Oh yeah, yeah, you know
You
exactly.
found us on the internet.
Yeah, you're like, yo, it's 2.5 hours in, and I'm still watching this.
Yo, Stream, if you hit 2.5 hours in, hit some buttons.
Let
We
me know
will shout you
below.
out.
Let me know below. We'll shout you out, and
Yeah,
to gain
shout you
nothing,
out.
by the way, but it's just a shout out from us. Age of Ultron
Stream.
was
Yeah.
pivotal in terms of helping get them to Endgame. Um, and
That's
it's
Sokovia, right? This is
yes,
the Sokovia
yes,
event. Yeah.
correct. So
Cool.
that was definitely big, in because as much as they say it was a failure, the collateral damage of saving Sokovia was insane,
Yeah.
right? And we got to see some cool people there. We got to see Vision for the first time, which was really
Yeah.
cool. Um, we got to see Cap try to lift the hammer a little bit
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
time, which
Teasing.
yeah,
Little
which
tease.
was really cool. And Age of Ultron came before Civil War, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It did. It did.
Yeah, because that was the reason.
Yeah. Man, how long was it in between? Because like I feel spoiled with having two Avengers level movie in like within a span of a year.
Mm. I'm not really
And I
sure.
think this was a span of a year.
I think Avengers Ultron was 2013. Yeah, look it up.
MCU,
Like release date. No.
May 6, 2016. And then Age of Ultron. 2015. Yeah, it was a year in between.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, back to back summer hits or like spring hits whenever they usually do, like May, maybe.
Hmm.
1.4 billion.
Man, this thing grew better over time. This movie, I think,
That's
Age
a
of
lot
Ultron
of
is very
money.
underrated. We also got introduced to the twins, Quicksilver and
That,
Scarlet Witch.
yeah, yeah,
In
yeah.
this one, um, and much like
What are their
Quick,
names?
um, oh my god, I forgot their names.
The
Magneto's
Olsen
son
twins.
and Magneto's daughter. Magnus Jr. and Magnus female.
Yep.
Um, Quicksilver, played by uh, what's his name
The guy
again?
from NSYNC. Yo,
No, he's
who
from
is Quicksilver played by? Is that Ryan from The Office?
no, dude, that's Thing from yo, what's that movie with Hit Girl? Oh my goodness, man! Now I gotta look this up too. Jeez,
Yo,
Hit
Stream, we're delving into some other realities.
Hit Girl is from Kick Ass.
Hit
So he played Kick
kick
Ass.
ass.
Yeah, he played Kick Ass, and he's like a He's a European actor who played a really good
That's
part in Kick-Ass because he had an American accent. But yeah,
that's him.
yeah, that's him.
Yo,
Like he's
stream.
just
That's
more
an
buff.
awesome movie, by the way. It's filmed in Toronto,
Kick-Ass, yeah,
mostly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. That's a good movie.
yeah.
Um,
Shout outs.
we got to see uh,
Who else?
Hulk with his, I guess, his arms all metal, which was a pretty cool. A lot of people were asking why Thor had bare arms, right to bare arms, in Thor 1 and 2 he had them there too, but I guess like in Ultron he was, I guess, more in full effect on that one a little bit more. Stan Lee made a
Yeah,
cameo, all Stanley cameos, but that one was funny because he like outdrank them. It was just crazy to see the Avengers hanging out drinking, man. You know,
yeah.
you don't get
That's
to see
fun.
that every day, right?
That's fun to see.
Them trying to pull the hammer.
Yo,
Um,
the best part of that was so I dropped the
oh
tank on his
yeah,
doorstep.
that was.
Boom.
He's like, I was like, boom, looking for this,
Oh,
and then
looking
Thor's
for
like,
this?
right, right. Is that it? Is that it? It's like, yeah, right, right.
Yo,
And then
that's
Natasha
so.
Romanov coughing, and he's like, testosterone.